Welcome to 100 Yards of Football this morning. Today we got an NFL Draft Prospect Special. We're going to highlight Andrew Booth, cornerback out of Clemson University. So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I'm your host, Vincent Turner. And joining me up to the draft that happens in Las Vegas in April. He's going to be talking about all the cornerbacks because he played at a high level at Florida State University. He changed the program around. All you got to do is go back to 1979 against LSU, and you see what I'm talking about. Then he went on to a 12-year career in the National Football League with the Atlanta Falcons. As I always bring up, think about this. He played 12 years. That's not happening in these days and times. It's not going down. But I'm very blessed to have him on my show, or have him on 100 Yards of Football. The platform. It's always great, and I don't know how blessed I am until I get up in the morning. I'm like in a rising because I saw this gentleman play in the Orange Bowl against Oklahoma in back-to-back years. And if you would have told me that I would be on a platform with him talking about all these great athletes that's going into the 2022 NFL draft from the cornerback position, I would have looked at you like you was crazy. But that's the reason I moved from the 901 to Memphis, Tennessee. It's the reason this young man is from Delray Beach, Florida. Great football player, great man. My man, let him bring him up because I've been too much talking. Mr. Bobby Butler.
What up this morning, young man? What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk about Andrew Booth, man.
Hey, Andrew Booth Jr. is a special guy. You know, he's from Gwinnett County, the county that I live in Georgia. You know, always produced some great football talent. Way back before my son Bryce came out, always great talent in Gwinnett County. You know, this guy, 6'1", he's 201 pounds. You know, he's got the size, he's got the speed, and Vincent, he's amazing to watch. You know, everything I see is up and above. You know, he's a big corner. He plays press man, but in his press man, here's the only thing I don't like about it. I've never seen him lay that much hands on people in press man, but he is so good mirroring receivers. I mean, it's amazing. You know, even on the deep ball, I see how he worked to get that squeeze to the sideline. You know, I don't see young corners doing that now. You know, making it so hard to drop that ball in by the quarterback. It's got to be a perfect throw. He is so athletic, Vincent. I've seen this guy. He's a highlight film. You know, when they throw the ball up high, you throw the ball deep on him. You know, it's going to end up going the other way. You know, he's a highlight film, right? I mean, I've seen him against Virginia. They threw a ball. He went up with one hand, palmed the ball with one hand and brought it down, interception. He's that kind of a guy. He's a game changer. So, you know, it was nothing else for him to do in college. He had another year. But the 2 years he's been in the lineup and been playing since his sophomore year, Vincent, this guy has been incredible. Great ball skills, great awareness. He's got an IQ. When I talk about squeezing that receiver in the sideline on a go route, bro, I don't see young guys doing that anymore, right? And so he's very impressive. He's quick. And here's another thing about him. He's very physical. He's very physical against the run. You know, if he's playing in zones and they throw that little screen out there, bro, I don't care if he'll take the blocker into the ball carrier, or he'll get around that blocker and get the guy in the backfield. He is a monster. Great, great corner. In the last 2 years, has 64 tackles. And what y'all got to understand about a cornerback job, really, well, the NFL in particular, is not to make 10, 12 tackles a game. You know, you may make 4 or 5 tackles a game. So in 2 years, he's had 64 tackles, you know, a few interceptions. Hey, Vincent, I love this guy, right? I love this guy. Great footwork. I always tell you this. One of the first things I look at a corner, if I can see him up close and personal, is his footwork. He's impeccable with his feet. And that's the true mark of a corner. That's why he's so good at mirroring wide receivers, right? Because he's got great feet. Now, I heard some rumors now. You know, I'm a former Atlanta Falcon. And, you know, a couple of years ago, we had a chance to draft a guy from Clemson University. a man by the name of AJ Terrell. We all know him. I was high on him. He's turning out to be a pretty good corner in the NFL, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
I heard some conversation that if this young man's around at the right time, that he may be the first pick of the Atlanta Falcons in 2022. I mean, think about him paired with his old buddy over there, the guy who taught him the ropes at Clemson, right? Hey, man, and both of them are from the Atlanta area. I mean, what else can you say? If you can't say but one thing, you can say a few more butts in the seats, right? So I love this young man. I think the sky's the limit. I think he's a future all-pro cornerback in the National Football League. I think right now, Vincent, he can cover any wide receiver in the National Football League. That's a big statement. Right now, he's ready. So I love this young man. And I'm projecting, Vincent, that he's going to be, they got him ranked like the top 3 cornerbacks. He's probably going to be the third corner to go in the draft. So he'll be a top first-round pick. I said early to mid-round, first round.
One thing that's so great about these videos, I get a little bit over beside myself. And people don't know what I'm finna say here, but that's why I'm just a fan and a guy that just does history. Now, the gentleman right here, he played the game at a high level. Tell y'all a true story. Back in 2019, when LSU had the prolific offense, and Jamar Chase did some eating in the Sugar Bowl against AJ Terrell. Well, behind the scenes, I came to this gentleman, right? And I was very intimate. Real story out there to our audience. I thought I had some hair on my chest, and I'm going to go up against a 12-year vet. And this beautiful brother, outstanding gentleman, told me, Vincent, one game is not going to make AJ Terrell.
That's right.
As he just said, with his hands intimate on this table, he said, AJ Terrell will be one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL once he gets there. Mm-hmm. Well, as of right now, AJ Terrell had the highest, I believe, football ranking of any corner this past season.
That's right.
That's why the Lord blessed me. And I'm saying stuff from the bottom of my heart. It's a reason that this gentleman's with me, because I don't have to look at ESPN. I don't have to follow Buddy Brooks or Jeremiah, whatever his name, Daniel Jeremiah or Todd McShay or Mel Kiper. It's something that God teaches you is actually, did you do the job? Mm-hmm. Did you walk the talk? And this gentleman right here rebuilt at Florida State, and he played 12 years in the league. So from this point on, as y'all watch our NFL draft specials, out of all the people y'all listen to, you better listen to this guy right here, because he be on point. So that being said about Mr. Booth, what I like about him is production. I'm always in about 6 to 8 tackles in his career, 6 tackles for losses, 1 sack and 3 interceptions. But Bobby, you brought up the very key point that I love about is awareness. Mm-hmm. It's incredible how he's aware he can read the quarterback eyes. Mm-hmm. The South Carolina game, he had 2 interceptions in that game and had another one he dropped in the first quarter. In a rivalry game, he's got that skill of being very dominant at that position.
That's right.
And you know, God is so good today, Bobby. I did a video on the great Willie Brown.
Uh-huh.
Bump and run.
Yes, sir.
And he was dominating. Mr. Andrew Booth has those type of skills. But when I look at him, I think about, Clemson is one of them programs. I heard somebody say, well, Georgia, they won the national championship. Kudos to Dog Nation. Ohio State, Alabama. But they don't really give Clemson they do. Mm-hmm. Even though Clemson won a couple of national championships. Mm-hmm. But y'all better start giving Dabo Swinney some love. Because I'm telling you, Isaiah Simmons is in the pros.
That's right.
AJ Terrell is in the pros. Mm-hmm. Christian Wilkes is out there in Miami doing this thing. Mm-hmm. Boy. Don't go on slip on Clemson because they went 10-3 this year. They will be back. But when I think about this, Jim, I think about that defense Clemson had in 90 and how he would be on that 1990 Clemson defense. They had Dexter Davis, James Trapp, Ed McDaniel, the late, great Chester McLaughlin.
Yeah, man.
But he reminds me, Bobby, of a gentleman that was out of the state of Florida that played at the 901 University of Memphis, Mike McKenzie. That played with Green Bay. That came into the league like a storm. Final words on Andrew Booth, as you call him, Junior.
Well, Junior, let me tell you, he's got a bright future in the NFL, Vincent. He has the ability to play both man and zone coverages. And that makes him a top 5 corner in this draft class, man. The ability to play everything. You remember, he played for the great defensive coordinator, Brent Venables. And they did a combination of a lot of things. And so they needed seasoned guys to play his defense. And he showed that in college. He's an explosive athlete. I mean, who can compete with most receivers in the NFL right now. I said that earlier. And he would best fit. I hope the right team pick him, because the more he can do, the better. When he can mix up zones and he can play some man in zones, he'll be a monster, man. I'm telling you. So I like this young man.
My final words about Andrew Booth Jr. 15 years old, Bobby. Back in the day. I'm talking about 75. This is how I think about Mr. Booth. Hey, ha, ha, hey, ha. The way you walk and talk really sets me off. Mr. Booth, I'm not going against you no more, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
You're going to set it off in the NFL like the great Ohio players.
Yes, sir.
So if you like the video today, please come in and share it. I've been your host, Vincent Turner, and joining me. And I really say this from the bottom of my heart. This is why I'm having so much fun right now. This man joining me doing this, it's been a blessing. It's something that I can't even describe, man. An NFL guy that played at a high royalty, turned the program around at Florida State, played the Bobby, I said the cornerback position, outside the quarterback position, is the most hardest position to play in the league right now. Is I'm wrong for saying that?
Oh, absolutely.
And this gentleman being on my show, it's just been unbelievable. And, man, we finna start rising, because when the NFL draft, it's finna get real. Our footballers over with now. And this man is going to be helping me. He's covering every cornerback. We're going to get through the first round, then we're going to go through the second round.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you, people, on my life, 2 years ago, 2019, when Jamar Chase was eating A.J. Terrell in the Sugar Bowl, and after the game, I asked him the next day, well, whenever we saw each other person to person, I was all over him saying, well, man, you think A.J. Terrell? I was even questioning whether A.J. Terrell would be a first-round pick. He said it in his nice, soft words. He said, Vincent, one game is not going to make him. I guarantee you he will be a top-rated corner in the league. And A.J. Terrell, I don't know why he didn't make the Pro Bowl, but all I know is that he made All-Pro, and he was the best corner along with Trayvon Diggs.
That's right.
True story. So if y'all like our video today, please come in and share it. We surely appreciate here at 100 Yards Football. And to our producer, Mr. Logan Landis, thank you. Y'all have a blessed week. And I hate to say this, go Dogs.